I'm retro. Let's get it. We in the chop shop, we live in the chop shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop, I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up, it's live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop, we live in the chop shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop, I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up, it's live in the chop shop. Yeah, it's lit in the chop shop. Turn your dials up in the drop top. They ain't based to debate, but they keep it fact straight. Going 30 for 30, let's do a first take on Facebook Live from 12 to 2. Rob Hatter and Jim Hicks going back and forth like Carter Ray, Skip Bayless and Stephen Smith. From on the court, off the court, straight to the field. Not a man that steals, but I made it steal to the octagon where I fight to kill. We go face to face, then you write your will. I don't play tennis, but I bring the racket. I'm on the floor, I attack the basket, put you in the casket when I'm overlapping. Never showing mercy, cause I'm always snapping. Never showing mercy when I'm in the arena. Step into the ring, he hit me as I beat him. Step into the court, I'm never backing down. Killing competition, I'm smacking down. Let me get back to the other stuff at the chop shop, cause they cutting up. It's retro, coming to you live to the chop shop. Now let's turn it up. Yeah, we in the chop shop, man. Shout out to Jim Hicks and Rob Hatter. You can catch the chop shop live from 12 to 2 on Facebook Live. Let's get it. We in the chop shop, we live in the chop shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop, I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up, it's live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop, we live in the chop shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop, I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up, it's live in the chop shop.
H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim, the cheat sheet Hicks, coming to you live. Jimmy, you can come down just a centimeter, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. And we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. This is a great, great day, a landmark day, this baby Friday. And I'd like to have a shout out to Sonia Billingsley, Rick Brown, Todd Holmes, Jessica Brooks, and Rod Wells. And the reason I want to shout out to them, those are starting five. They were the first 5 people to come onto the Facebook feed. Jimmy Hicks, guess what? It's a great, we got great guests today. We got the young, we got the more mature, we got the new generation. I mean, it's just unbelievable. But Jimmy, I want to share something with y'all. I'm finding out about these people. People just want to be heard, y'all. I'm sitting there thinking about all in history, I've never seen quarterbacks in their prime speak out on social issues. Never. But now we got Patrick Mahomes. We got Deshaun Watson. We got quarterbacks. We got Jared Goff came out. But you know what I thought about, Jimmy? Politicians are just not productive enough. They're not productive enough. And, you know, it's just about winning to them. About what you call it, Jimmy? What they say? My popularity. My points are up. That's what politicians is getting to it. Think about Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban is doing all the right things, saying all the right things because he's not a politician. You know, politicians have to win every argument. And then I looked at Pat Mahomes, Jimmy. Then I looked at his influence. You got to realize one thing about these athletes. I want y'all to understand. They don't do it for money. They're already rich. They don't have to do it for popularity. They're already popular. They do it to solve problems that politicians can't. We got a current president that ran on a platform. Y'all remember his platform? Jimmy, I'm not a politician. And he won. So I just thought about that today, man. When these young people got voices now. They powerful. The Democrat, excuse me, the demo, the, it's God. I got tongue twisted. But Jimmy, the shift has changed. How it's more young people, it's more black people, it's more Hispanic people. The demographics, that's the word I was looking for. Gosh, no why. The demographic in this world has changed. And we better pay attention to it. But Jimmy, great day in sports today. We got a great guest. What you got going on before I go back again? What's happening?
Oh man, we got a lot going on, of course, on this Baby Friday, guys. You know what it is. I want to remind you guys. Coming up, we got two guests. We got the grassroots conversation that Howard just mentioned, and that's with the one of the hottest up and coming programs. When I say up and coming, meaning that they've been around for a couple of years now, but they've really set their mark, and that is the Houston Fam Elite program. And they're one of their administrators, founders, Say Pay, former straight Jesuit star from back in the days, is joining us. And of course, hoping to see his brother alongside with him. He's a high school coach as well, but he's blowing the whistle. I thought he would call a good long time out, as our officer did yesterday, and get him a break and sneak on in. But anyway, also want to get you guys, and coming up at the top of the hour, Sam Cassell, former Florida State star, San Jack, Houston Rockets, and of course the Los Angeles Clippers assistant coach right now, one of the premier candidates for a head coaching job in the very near future, will join us and talk and share some NBA tidbits and just have a blast to the past with Sam. That's a great way for us to go into the weekend. So make sure you take out the time to share the show right now to your families, your timelines, and your friends. If you're a member of one of those basketball groups or something, put the Chop Shop in there right now. Let them know what they're missing. And this is one of the things that, understand, not many shows like this. Consider the Chop Shop the FUBU of all of the sports talk shows. And that's what we do for you. We provide a lot for you. But first, I want to take you to something, Howard. Yesterday, something interesting happened in Houston. And we saw the mayor gave a dynamic speech during the homecoming ceremony for Big Floyd the other day. And all right, that was on Tuesday. On Wednesday, city council meets every Wednesday in Houston. I don't know about other cities, but in Houston, every Wednesday they meet. Well, it was a proposal was presented with police reform. And Letitia Plummer, she's a councilwoman. That's the woman office who called us to help, along with the mayor's office at the time, was going into the spring icebreaker. She's the one that called and influenced and encouraged to stop or halt the spring icebreaker. But she had proposed an amendment for police reform, and something that I did not know, because this is what it does. People say, what is all this rioting and protesting? Is it worth it? Is it working? Guess what? There ain't many people out there that can, even 1 weekend, a week and a half in, can say that they don't feel that all of those marches, protesting, and whatever came with it hasn't got a bunch of attention and work. Think about it. 1 week in, and NASCAR has announced that they're removing all of the Confederate flags at their races. That's generational change. And we mentioned it yesterday. Think about this. So now I mentioned police reform. I want you to go, if you are concerned. The union, we talked about unions yesterday with Deputy Michelle Harris Hoskins we had on the Chop Shop. You can go back and watch. We asked the question about some unions because some of you guys wanted to know some of the stuff about police unions. The contract for HPD police unions ends at the end of this year. How about this? There's one article in there. It's called Article 30. Article 30. And in Article 30 of the current contract, guess what it says? If a complaint is filed against an officer, the accused officer receives all copies and all files associated with the complaint against them. Then they have up to 48 hours to review the complaint against them and talk to their lawyer and get their story together. Right? All of this happens before the officer is required to give his first statement of record. You see? To the supervisor. This is called a 48-hour rule. I didn't know nothing about this. Right? So this insulates them from questioning, and it gives the police officers the privilege that no civilian gets. Here's one more article, and it's the last one. Give you this one. Let's light your candle to go push further, and as you understand what's going on right in front of us. Article 26, it grants the committee of officers the power to appoint 12 independent hearing examiners. Right? This their jury. Whenever police gets in trouble in Houston, they have the power to select 12 independent people. So guess who these 12 people are, and guess how they are picked. 12 would come from the police or sergeant or the commander or that superior, and 6 would come from him, and the other 6 would come from the union. So that means no matter what happened, the 6 from the union, 6 from the officers, that's how they are picked, and they get to judge their own. If you're pro-union, you're paying your dues, and guess what? What you think those 6 from the union is most likely to do? So as a result, Hannah, this is the most intriguing thing in the world. Guess what? Oh, you hear me?
I'm just, you ain't told me nothing that surprised me yet, but keep going.
No, I'm gonna give you the stat. No, because I'm gonna turn into stat man now. Just as I take this home and land this plane with this, right? That was 41 people killed by HPD officers and 61 wounded since 2015 in Houston. 41 killed plus 61 wounded. In every single one of those incidents, the officers were declared justified on the official record. Every single one since 2015 in HPD, right? Including one officer who shot, check this out, he shot, right, and killed a double amputee. How could you be justified? What kind of threat a double amputee can
Jimmy,
cause?
that's the systemic problems and the injustice that they've been talking about for a long time, brother. I mean, you sitting up here, but keep talking if it make you feel good.
No, this is, I mean, understand what it does, and this is what, and I'll take this home. If nothing else, it would, what we're going through right now could very well propel a lot of young folk. You know, I still get the old newspaper, you know, I still get the hard copy, you know, there's just something about the way it sounds when you're sitting and reading and just got that crinkle to it. But it would make people want to go push past the sports page. You get me? And as you push past the sports page, then you can't help but either jump into the business section or jump into the metropolitan or the current event of what's going on around you. It can help, and it will help create a more consciously aware society. And these young folk have the energy, and you guys see it. And the older generation, a generation above them, we're loving it. Because as you see them fight, an older guy might not have 1 or 2 more swings left in him. Our arms just ain't the same as it was before. So that's the thing that I'm looking at, and want to just let you guys know something that is going on in Houston. Also, want to give a shout out to the high schools around the state of Texas. The UIL is currently started yesterday or so, doing their ceremonies, their rings, their award ceremony, and each one of the schools that advanced to the boys state tournament, we received one of these, right? And also one of these. The UIL, this is the basketball to go in their case. They got the medal. This is the actual medal. And also I have a copy of the actual collector's item program, which is the first one to be done in full color for the state tournament. So shout out to all of the schools who received their medals and their trophies. And Yates High School, I know Hightower went yesterday with the 5A, and I think Yates is scheduled to go today, 1 o'clock Central Time. And with their award ceremony. But shout out to those guys, and also Andre Walker, the athletic director of HISD, announced yesterday. He had an interview with on Fox, the local Fox affiliate, and announced that HISD will start all sports on time as scheduled in August. So I mean, football, volleyball, it's whatever their first game schedule. They're rising right now. They've announced, according to the athletic director, on time. NCAA news coming up is that there's expected to be a couple of live periods approved next week by the NCAA for the fall. There's expected to be a couple of live periods, not 3 as was it rumored a couple of weeks ago when we announced those Adidas dates, but there will be 1 in August, 1 in September. However, they're going to also more than one in August, 1 in September for non-scholastic, but they will have also 1 in each one of those months for scholastic, meaning that those teams that play as a unit and only to be conducted by the organization, the governing body of the scholastic, the coaches association or something like that, or the UIL can do it. This is great news. And so that means that the kids will have an opportunity to be seen by Division I coaches twice with their grassroots program, twice with their high school teams. Now, it has not been approved yet, but it's been submitted to the NCAA by the council for approval. So that's breaking news. And we're going into the break shortly. How long we got for the break, Howard?
Right now.
That's what I'm talking about. And so we go into the break, and we come right back, and we get right into it, our first guest, and we talk some grassroots basketball. And of course, we want to continue to remind you guys, our hearts remain heavy after the recent passing of Jazzy Hartwell, previously of the Urban DFW Elite, and currently was with the Southern Assault, a newly formed venture with Vonzell Thomas. So shout out to everybody. We're going to the break with a moment of silence, once again recognizing Jazzy. Acknowledging him in memory. Thank you.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. Jimmy, I'll work on that thing from behind the scenes for you in a minute. But what we'll do right now, Jimmy, I'll let you introduce our first guest.
Yeah, man, first guest, guys, is a young man that is. I mentioned last segment about how the next generation are coming on through, and they're pushing and doing dynamic things, and it always warms my heart when I see one of the former basketball players from out of the area come and give back to the community, the basketball community. Not to mention other ways and other communities, but the basketball community in particular, with their time and efforts to help these young men to be able to go through some of the same experiences they had. Well, this young man's, he came out of high school back about 14 years ago or so, and played. I remember met him with one of the summer teams called the Houston Heat, and this is one of those teams that kind of mirrors what he's created now is a team that wasn't sneaker sponsored, but they was a team that, one of those rare teams in the state of Texas that if you played them, you might get embarrassed if you were a sneaker team. They didn't have an abundance of high major Division I signees. They didn't have, but they were like a family. And they, you know, I mean, it was the atmosphere, watching them, it was just, you can see that may be the Houston Heat, may be the most successful combination of black and white kids playing 17U that we've ever seen in this city. I say that again. In grassroots basketball, in the 2 decades that I've been doing this, they may have been the most successful. I'm not saying they was, may have been. I have to go back and look at the numbers. The Houston Heat I'm talking about. And, you know, because they had just as many whites as blacks on the team, but they kicked butt all over the country. And so, without further ado, now this young man, before I get introduce him, he went and came back after college and established a program called the FAM Elite. And that's the name of the team, and they've been kicking butt in similar fashion for the past couple of years. Without further ado, guys, I introduce to you Say Pay with the FAM Elite. What's going on, Say?
Doing pretty well, Jim, man. Nice to see you guys, man. Really well. Can't complain.
Yeah, so tell us about the FAM.
Jimmy, hold on a second. Before you go any further, do me a favor. I know you want to listen to the broadcast, but you got to turn your device off because it's giving us feed. It's giving us feedback. Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, your other device that you were, now, Jimmy, you can, because we got feedback. Yeah. Okay, you're good now, Jimmy. Now finish your, because I didn't want you to mess up. I didn't want his introduction to be messed up. Let's make it happen.
Can y'all?
Well, we got Say Pay on there. Tell us a little bit about the FAM and what inspired you to start up this program.
This program came about around 2014 in the springtime, and actually at the time, I was in Qatar playing professionally. And my brother Lawrence, my other brother Justin, they hit me up and asked me, hey, we're going to try to start up this training situation that we got going on. They used to work for a guy that kind of groomed us in the training game named John Herndon. I don't know if a lot of people know who he is.
Yeah.
We used to work for him, and he was a good dude, but at a certain point, we kind of outgrew everything that he was teaching us, you know, and just like you guys have a business, you know, when it gets to a certain point, you got to respect what people are doing. You know, if you think you should do something, but they don't think that you should do it, I mean, you got to respect it. So we got to a point where we were like, you know what, say when you get back, we want to try to start our own training business. And that's kind of how it started. We never had any intentions of being an AAU type of team. Like that never crossed my mind or my brother's mind or Justin's mind until we met Mr. Miles and that whole crew back when they were in 7th, 8th grade. And then Coach Monta came on board, and that's the 4th member of our family. So since then, it's been training, and then we got into the AAU game, and we've been enjoying the ride, honestly. Everything's been happening fast, good and bad. But nonetheless, we've been enjoying it, and we love it.
Okay, one of the highlights that I didn't know until later, till I happened to come over there one time. I just thank you for what you did from a young fella, LJ Cryer, because I saw y'all in the gym, you and your brother, and the things, and you know, and he always wanted to go and work out with y'all. So I thank you for that. And I mean, how did that relationship start? Give me a little background on that.
LJ Cry, it's crazy. Me and his dad, we poke fun almost every day about LeBron and Jordan, but that's another conversation. But he's got a good relationship with my brother Lawrence. They've had, and you know, they've trained, and then obviously he's trained with me as well. But he's just a hardworking kid, honestly. Yeah. Like he met us, he saw what we did. I mean, we're not different than anybody else, honestly. I mean, we train people just like everybody else. But I think the difference between us is that we try to build a relationship, like a family atmosphere, to where you can feel comfortable dropping your kids off. You don't have to wonder, man, is he getting work in, or does he like it? Not, he doesn't have to like it, but is he getting better? I think that's kind of what makes us different than a lot of people. We try to build those relationships just to make everybody feel comfortable. Because, I mean, the goal is to get better and to get a free education.
Jim?
Indeed, you're doing it. Speaking of the free education, give us the numbers or the breakdown as to how many of the players from the FAM Elite have obtained free educations in hopes of playing basketball at the collegiate level since you've been doing it. What are the numbers?
I had to write this down. So we've got our 2020 team, Dylan Scales, who's signed to Concordia University, which is D3. We've got Dylan Miles, University of Texas at Dallas. That's also D3. So they'll be playing against each other. I believe they're in the same conference.
Really?
So that's going to be great to see. Evan Butts signed to Arizona Western. It's a JUCO. We'll try to make some trips out there, but I know he's probably the one that's went the furthest. Or he went the second furthest out. We got Grayson. He's also in Dallas, Dallas Baptist University. That's D2. Ed Trahan. He's went to Richland College JUCO. So it's crazy. Those three kids that I named are all going to Dallas, which is great for us because we get to see them all the time. Kellen Amos, he was a late sign-on for us. He actually went D1 and signed to Binghamton University, which is big time. I mean, that's a talented kid right there. So I'm very happy for him and his family. And we got RJ Smith. He's actually a football player, football star. He's going to HBU, and I expect him to break so many records over there. Will Ledger, Johns Hopkins University football as well. And then our other two kids not playing, but they're getting an education. John Troutman going to LSU. He attended Stratford High School. And then Calvin Sleeman, he's going on a mission trip, and then he's going to attend BYU. He went to Cy-Fair as well. So that's our team right there.
So this is your first 17U class, or you had
first 17U class, and I forgot one person, Malik Nash. He's not signed yet, but he will be signing here pretty soon. We're working on that. He's working hard, grinding, and just waiting for the right opportunity to come, which will happen.
So your first class. So what do you call it? What do you label this? If you had to give it a grade, your personal grade.
I mean, for us, and you know me just from back then, you know how my dad operates. School comes first. I mean, it's A+. I don't care about the level, D1, D2. It doesn't matter. It's A+. No one's in trouble. Everybody handled their business. And for the majority of them, 8 of them get to play basketball at the next level. And 2 get to go to school and enjoy. And they all have a bond, and they're all going to be texting each other. And we all talk. So, I mean, A+ for me. I could be, again, I'm very biased when it comes to my guys, but I say A+.
And definitely, I mean, I really understand. This is why I timed it to bring you on in June when I was doing the schedule, because I figured that way to give more opportunity for more kids. And if I would have brought you in earlier, like you mentioned, the kid, Kellen Amos, he just got this D1 offer. This is a Division I.
D1.
And he just got this like a week and a half ago.
And Miami, Ohio called for him actually a few weeks before that. So they were throwing some schools were coming at him pretty late.
So how do, when you comprise this program, what was the expectations of out there right now for a lot of the young men? Did everybody feel like it was Division I or bust? Because some people, even though they got D3s and they going to these other schools, I understand everybody wants to go D1, right. But then there are some kids that feel if I don't go D1, man, I don't even really want to play. At what point, how were you able to convince them that, okay, man, stop playing around with this, parents, take these free educations?
Honestly, we can't even take the credit for that. That's just a testament to the parents that we had on this team. None of them were, hey, D1 or bust, why are my kids getting seen? Why isn't this happening? They all understood, hey, we're doing this obviously to get them an education wherever they can go, where someone's going to pay their tuition to go play basketball, or if they still want to do that, that's what we're going to do. So, I mean, again, I can't take, and none of us can take any of the credit. I mean, we literally have a family organization here from not just the kids and the coaches, but the parents as well. And that's kind of what we've been looking for in the teams that we have now. It wasn't hard to convince them at all. And I tell people that all the time, because even like you just said, everybody has that D1 or bust mentality. Our kids didn't fall for any of that. They actually loved playing the circuit teams, the Urban DFW, Urban ASAC, Coos, Houston, whoever it was. They loved it because now do a few of them think they could be D1? No doubt. Do I think a few could have went D1, a few more? Definitely. Again, I'm biased, but I definitely believe that. But that never deterred them. They continue to work hard. They continue to believe. And when that school finally believed in them, I mean, there was no question that they were gone.
And now you mentioned a few
30 seconds, Jimmy.
Oh, we got 30?
30 seconds.
Well, what we do is say we'll slide into this break. And
Okay.
we come right back. We'll continue to talk about the Family League program. And also, a lot of people may not know, you have one of the very few female boys basketball coaches in the whole state of Texas.
Country.
At the high school level in your program as a coach. Talk about that and the family lead and a lot more when we come right back, guys. Make sure you share the show right now if you're on the Facebook feed. Share this show right now. This is going to be some great convo when we come right back.
Challenges that our community is facing in many cases are multifold. I just recall growing up in my hometown of Denver, Colorado, in a community where we had local grocery stores and, florist shops, hair salons, bakeries, churches, barbershops, etc. And during a period of economic turmoil and hyperinflation, those businesses went away. And I just think about it took 20, 30, 40 years for some of those businesses to recover. And in that period of time, frankly, property values fell, entire community, frankly, started to deteriorate. And when I see the sort of economic, frankly, disruption that is occurring in our neighborhoods, I started to think about what can we do about it? And it's important now to really encourage, drive all of our folks to create, frankly, solutions for ourselves and solutions to help our communities and our business communities, because they end up being the lifeblood of the fabric of a lot of how we communicate as people in our communities and drive the economic opportunity for our young people.
I always want to, Van and I were talking about you earlier as we were preparing for this show, Robert, and just like a kid, when a young kid always says, why? And I think that's maybe the most important question when it comes to journalism. You are using your own money, your own time, helping out people you don't know, saving businesses that are not your own. Why? Why are you investing your own time? Why are you doing this?
This is the duty of all of us. It's a duty of all of us as Americans. It's a duty of all of us as community members to help out our communities. One of the things in my business, we have about 1.4 million small to medium businesses as customers. And, we made a call to action to all of our executives and CEOs. What can we do to aid our customers? One of the first things we did was build.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, and our special guest, Family League's own Say Pay is in the building. Let me give him his applause right now. Give him his applause. But Jimmy, now Jimmy, y'all off camera, y'all were talking about some stuff. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. During the break, you know how they say on TV, during the break in the green room, these guys were talking about some stuff that I can't wait to hear about. So Jimmy, what you got going on, man?
Man, well,
and I want to hear about that female coach too. But keep going.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna get into first, and want to get to the coaching staff. But before we get to the coaching staff, I'm gonna toss one of the questions to you from out of the boom room before we get too far ahead. And somebody asked, "What does more to life mean?"
It's a slogan that the kids and the coaches kind of came up with. It's a funny story. Don't know if I can say all of it. But basically, the gist of that is whenever we would get on them a little bit, maybe say a few things that wasn't the nice thing to say during practices or during workouts, someone would mumble, man, there's more to life than basketball. You know, and honestly for me, and like I said, you know, my dad, you know, my background is not even about basketball for me, but for me, I didn't have my dad's thought process. For me, it was basketball or bust for me. So whenever they would say, they knew it would get under my skin because I don't believe in more to life. But I mean, honestly, there is more to life, and they showed me that, and they actually helped me understand that, yeah, they want to get pushed, they want to play, but hey, look, there's more to life than basketball. So that it's like I said, it's a lot of funny stories and whatnot, but that's the gist of it. That there's more to life than basketball.
Y'all better leave Coach alone.
Yeah, man.
They
We
better
got
leave
a
you
lot
alone,
of stories. A lot of stories.
Now, speaking of the staff with the family, we talk about some of the players, and you mentioned earlier. In your first, understand, if you just tune into the Chop Shop, you're a new viewer. Welcome. It's Grass Thursday, and on Thursday we've made it a tradition to talk a little grassroots basketball, and we always would have a grassroots organization on here to basically give you an understanding of what makes them tick. And today we have Say Pay. He's with the Houston Fam Elite, and this team is this year was their graduating class of 2020 was their first batch of graduates out of the program, and they're going off to college. You missed that in the first segment. Now, have you told everybody what does FAM stand for? Because it's more than just family elite. What is it though?
Fundamentals, athleticism, and mechanics. That's the gist of. Like I said, we started out as a training organization. So we came up with FAM, and actually Coach Justin Jackson really came up with this. F for fundamentals, A for athleticism, and for mechanics. But then it turned into, hey, we're more than just that. This is an actual family. Like, we want to help our guys even after college. If any of them have aspirations to coach or train, hey, your family, you can come in here and we're going to help you try to figure whatever we need to figure out. So that's what the FAM really stands for.
And so now, speaking of that staff, you have your brother,
yes,
on the staff with you. Your brother, you played Division I basketball, right? Your brother played Division I basketball. A lot of people didn't know he was a successful walk-on
on a U of H.
At U of H. A lot of people aren't aware of that.
Yep.
And tell us about, and you played basketball where?
University of Texas, San Antonio.
And so you know what it takes to be a Division I player.
Yes.
Your brother knows what it takes to be a Division I. That's not slighting. We're not talking about no other program. We're talking about Fam Elite.
Sure.
The rest of your staff, I mentioned we're going into the break, you went and got a female to coach these boys. And this female happens to be a female high school coach in Houston at Side Springs High School.
Yes.
And tell us about her and what and how did that manifest itself?
Crazy because first off, she's also a high school champion, a state champion at South Fair. She played with the Agumake sisters. I mean, they had a hell of a team, probably one of the best teams, women's teams ever. But Coach Mansa, my brother Coach Lawrence, and Coach Jackson, they all attended South Fair High School at the same time, and they all weren't friends like that. I mean, they knew of each other, but they weren't at like how we are now. So that's kind of how it all started. They were all at school together. And then I think after Monsa got done playing, she coached a little bit at U of H. When my brother was, or not when my brother was there, but there was a connection there as well. So we reached out to her. She had a passion, obviously, to coach, but also to try to coach boys basketball. We gave her the opportunity. And to say that she passed it with flying colors would be shortchanging her. I mean, she's male or female, one of the best coaches I've ever been around. I mean, it's not even close. So I can only imagine how Side Springs feels with her. You know, she knows the game. She's played the game. She knows how to talk to these kids better than I do a lot of the time, especially my 2020 group. They would prefer Coach Mansa to say something to me because sometimes when I say it, it doesn't come across as the way they can take it in. She's great. And then my brother, Coach Lawrence, I mean, his resume from coaching speaks for itself. Him and his head coach at South Fair doing a hell of a job out there with the guys that they have. They never really had that much talent, but they somehow find a way to always be top of their district. My brother's been a hard worker since high school. Like you said, he had to walk on at U of H. He would get up 5 a.m, go work out. I mean, I never did that in high school. I'm not gonna lie to you. His work ethic is something I've never seen before. Just off of playing and wanting to play at U of H and getting that opportunity, not making it 1 year, calling me while I was in college, crying, and then got back up. Next time he made it. I mean, that's what life's about. You might fall down, but you got to get back up. So, and then Coach Jackson, he hasn't played past high school, but he's coached high-level basketball. He's underneath, like I said, John Herndon. He's been around the Rice University basketball staff where he had an opportunity to coach in college, but then he decided to just coach here in high school. Started out in Northeast Christian in Humble, and then now he's the head coach at Audi International. And, I mean, our coaching staff, like I said, those three are the coaches. I don't coach high school basketball. I stick to AAU. But those three right there, they love what they do. I love what I do, but, I mean, they really break down film. They look at personality. We don't look for – it's great to have the most talent, the best kids, but we look for like I spoke about earlier, family atmosphere, things that fit, things that make sense for our team. You know, fit is very important. You know this too, even in college, D1. I mean, you could have a high-level guy, but if that guy doesn't mesh with the other guys, then there's a problem, you know. But that's a little background of our story and our staff and how we came about. And we're just hoping that we just continue to just push forward and continue to do what we do.
Now, earlier you mentioned two of the players that's from this class, this graduating class of the FAM Elite program, are going to D3 schools that will be playing against each other.
Yep.
And one of the young men, Dylan Scales.
Yeah.
Ironically, Dylan Miles, we had his father on earlier this week representing the HPD, engaging in a great conversation on Monday. But Dylan Scales, who also went to the same high school as Dylan Miles, talks about how you guys were able to
You just went mute, Jim. You went mute. Said
your thing went mute, Jimmy, for a second. Say it again.
Tell us how you were able to keep the team motivated, keep them focused, keep them just, because you mentioned earlier, more to life.
Yep.
One of the kids, this Dylan Scales, lost his father, who of the community in Cashmere Garden and Trinity Gardens with the founder of Triple J's Barbecue, Jared Scales. Jared Scales passed away. I mean, how were you guys able to pick it up? Because he still went and played through the summer. Tell us about that era with the.
That happened September 11th, I believe, 2018. I don't want to get that date wrong, but that's a night I'm probably never gonna forget, honestly, for the rest of my life. And that's when more to life, like you said, that really hit. Because at first it was, a joke and you say certain things, but that's when it all slowed down and it hit for me, because on my AAU team, throughout our years, we never lost a parent. We were blessed, thank goodness. None of that happened. So when that happened, I mean, honestly, God is the only way that we all got through that time, and to push him and to see him continue to want to play and continue to want to work for him. I mean, and Scales know how I feel about him, man. He's a special kid, and we all just tried to just get behind him as a family and told him and his mom and his brother Tukey, hey, whatever you need, anytime, basketball, no basketball. Like, don't ever hesitate. Even after you're done playing at Concordia, like, our relationship's not gonna stop whether you like it or not. Because like we say, there's more to life. So, I mean, when that hit, it just slowed a lot of things down. I mean, we're moving pretty fast with a lot of things, but not saying we never lost our core family value for our team, but it definitely made us take a step back to be like, hey, y'all, yeah, we want to keep moving and doing what we do as an organization, but hey, this kid at the time, 16, 17-year-old kid, just lost his role model, his best friend. What can we do as an organization? Like, what can we do to make sure that he feels like this is his family forever? So that was our thought process. And like I said, I think Scales feels like he could call any of us on staff or any of his teammates at any moment to talk, to go somewhere, whatever it is. And like I said, that relationship's gonna last forever for me, and for Coach Lawrence and Coach L and Coach Jackson.
Man, I mean, indeed, we definitely Jared Scales. He was so adamant, you know, and enthused about the family. You know, I remember him getting me get me up out of bed in Las Vegas to go watch a 9 o'clock in the morning game. He had to be enthused. He's like, so, and I remember
were you in Vegas anyway? Were you in Vegas to watch games? So you're supposed to get up at 9 o'clock in the morning. Quit going out every night.
Man.
Yeah. Man, yeah. Glad you said that.
Hey, Alan, you right, but not no 14 or 13-year-olds. That's what it did. That's how old those team was back then.
Okay. I got
They were like 13, 14-year-old playing over at the YMCA, over at the Dunwoody or whatever. They were one court, and I'm over there early in the morning supporting them. And I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, at some point, I'm not going to even lie to y'all. I'll tell you the truth. At some point, I need some teams to just go ahead on and lose. That way I don't have to make a decision for that next game. And when they get to championship Sunday, because I'm looking at it, I'm like, dang, they done won enough. Yeah. And you guys just kept winning and kept winning and kept winning. But I mean, that's what, and I was fans from that point on. But I want to ask you also, you mentioned about your father. A lot of people may not know. Mm-hmm. I grew as a fan in a relationship with you in high school. I didn't do a whole lot of talking with you. I talk with your father a lot. Oh, yeah. And a lot of people may not realize that these kids that you have on your team now, you're an adult. And the kids may say, well, Mr. Hicks, you know, he walked right by, he don't never say nothing to us. I feel more comfortable talking to grown folk because most of my conversations, I don't have biological kids. So it may not come out right to the kids out, and that's why a lot of people out there just don't or may not understand. Your father, right, and we talked all the time, and so I wanted to give him an acknowledgement of raising you guys, and we want to get into the Houston Heat program. We only got one segment left, and we got 3 minutes left. Tell us about this Houston Heat during those days. And I want you to tell us. I ask you the questions flat out. Family summer 2019 versus Houston Heat summer 2006.
Yeah.
Head to head, who wins?
Man, it's easy for me to say Houston Heat, but I'm not one of these. I call myself an old head now. I'm not one of these old heads that think that our basketball back then is better than it is now. Basketball now is better. Let me just get that out the way. The basketball now is better, and I say that because the Fam Elite, they're what we were, but on steroids. We were shooting threes, but I don't know if guys really pay attention to Fam Elite. We were shooting threes at a high clip. There was some halves where we had 10 threes and a half, you know. But the reason why I would pick Houston Heat to win, and I think I was explaining to Jim, you had me at the time. I signed D1, Louisiana Monroe. Devin Gibson signed D1, UTSA. Josh Johnson.
He was a problem, Hatter.
Yeah, and nobody. Yeah. And Scales reminds me of Devin Gibson, but Devin would have gave him the blues. And I love you, Scales, but it wouldn't have been close. Josh Johnson, Nicholls State D1. Romeo Garcia, Navy D1. Julian Olabuyi, underrated point guard, Northern Arizona D1. And then we had 3 D3 guys: Brad Howard, Texas Lutheran; Luke Calderera, Trinity University; Charles Harris, University of Texas, at UTD, where Miles is going. And then we had probably one of the sneakiest, best shooters in the state, Jackson Kajander, NAIA, Northwestern, Oklahoma State. And then we had a football player on our team, Stedman Coleman, attended Cy Falls, had a scholarship to Iowa State to play football. So that was our 10 guys. So long story short, we probably would have won by about 35.
Wow. I thought you said this basketball is better.
Basketball is better, but
y'all had better
then,
dudes.
me and Devin were on a mission back then to prove a lot of people wrong. And I talk to Devin to this day. That's my guy. I talked to a lot of those Houston Heat guys, Julian, Jackson the other day. I know a lot of these guys are busy and they all have lives and families, but me and Devin were on a mission back then. We played a lot of people, and Jim knows we didn't speak a lot. Teams were dunking during warm-ups. We were doing layups. After 5 minutes, we're up 21-4, 7 threes. Game basically over. So, I mean, and I love my guys, but I also know my guys' weaknesses, and we would have exploited that for sure.
So now of those guys from the Houston Heat, in all fairness, I want to just check the math.
Yes.
You had 5 Division I's.
Five
right?
Division I.
On a non-sneaker sponsored team.
Our sneaker sponsor.
How many of those Division I's actually went and played at those Division I schools? Of the 5.
You mean like got in the game and played? Oh, all of them. Now, Josh Johnson went to Nichols, played, and then he ended up at Concordia. But for the most part, the other 4, all of us, we all stayed D1 and played.
And speaking of that program,
Yes.
Austin Clunch, wasn't he a part of the team too?
He was on our younger team. But
He came after y'all. Okay, good. So Austin,
2008.
his dad was the founder of the organization.
Yes.
I remember that because the dad he had one kid going to Duke, sold the company, and just was relaxing and started the program for his kid, and that was Jim Clunch. Now, Austin Clunch.
Jamie, we got to take a break.
Oh, we had to break.
Yeah.
All right, all right.
That's right. You can't see me. I forgot you can't see me. I done told you.
Yeah, I can't see
we've
you
been
on
at
the
the break.
network.
Let's take a break. Let's take a quick break, and we'll come back. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, Ella Baker said, until the killing of black men, black mothers' sons become as important to the rest of the country as the killing of a white mother's son, we who believe in freedom cannot rest until this happens. She said that in 1964. And we're still echoing those same cries today. It was hard to listen to that interview. It's just so much pain. You get so tired. We have black children. I have a 15-year-old daughter. I mean, what do I tell her? I'm raising a son. I have no idea what to tell him. It's hard being black in this country when your life is not valued. And people are worried about the protesters and the looters. And it's just people who are frustrated, who for far too long have not had their voices heard. And so you put me on after his brother, and I feel like I lost my brother. And nobody cares about the video. They had a video in Ahmaud Arbery, and 2 different solicitors looked at that video and declined to press charges. And so for those of us who have a mistrust of the system, it's very hard for us to do anything else other than just to cry this morning. And then hope and pray that we are not sitting next to Ben Crump one day. That's about all we can do.
Bakari, your father was shot more than 50 years ago. 50 years ago. And we're sitting here this morning and watching it happen again. So where do you find the hope? How do you tell?
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Haddle, alongside Jim Hicks, and Bam Elite's own Say-Pay. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all, I wish I can tape those backroom discussions these guys are having. They talking a lot of stuff back there about the Houston Heat and all of that kind of stuff. So, but Jimmy, let's take this last segment and get, let's get some out of what you want to get, and let's make it happen before we bring up our next guest. Okay? What you got?
Yeah. Yeah, and of course we continue the conversation with Say-Pay, and we want to ask you, we were talking about the good old days, and we mentioned Austin Clunch, who was up under you. Austin Clunch is now the head men's coach at Nichols State. How about that?
Couldn't
And-
happen to a better person.
So do you as knowing, say, Austin, did you get him or ask him to recruit some of your players? You know, sometimes the relationships matter, right?
Yeah, no, relationships definitely matter. And he
So
go ahead.
so do you think he missed? So who do you think he missed on?
Oh man, look, Klein
Give
knows
us one player. Come on, say you done said everything else with your chest. Talking about you beat your Houston Heat beat the Fam by 35. You done went out there now. You might well keep going.
A kid who I think they could have probably looked a little bit at Grayson Bueller, or maybe even Dylan Miles, just for shooting purposes, you know. But no, I don't think they do a great job recruiting. I'm not telling them what to do, and they've came out to our games, assistant coaches and everything, and they've always looked out for us, you know. But at the same time, we both know, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. That's your job. So, I mean, I have nothing bad to say about them, man. They've always been in our corner. They're still in our corner. You know, I actually took my 2022 fam team, who's actually going to be very good. I predict a few D1s on that team to an HBU game when they play Nickel State.
And so now, what's next for the Fam Elite? You guys are going to keep it going.
Yes.
And you know, so what should we expect from them now?
Our family 2022 team, they will be in your event, the GMI, July 9th. They are not the same team as the 2020 in terms of getting up a lot of threes, but they are smart. They play hard. They play together. And like I said, they are going to be, I'm very biased to 2020, and they'll hate me, but they're going to be better than 2020. Those guys are good. Be on the lookout for our 2022 team. They're going to be a problem.
Wait, are they going to be a problem as a team? Or are they going to be a problem? You got individual players that's going to be a problem.
Woo! I think a little bit of both. I'll say that. If and when we figure it out, we still got to figure out a lot of things. But they are further along than where our 2020 team is. But if I have to pick, I'm picking 2020. But they're going to be a problem. I'm just telling you now. So do not be surprised when Family 2022 is making a lot of noise.
So say, you ever got in your car and mashed the gas and the brake at the same time?
Oh, definitely. Yep, definitely.
And then you went and looked at the marks that the tires make. That's what you're doing right now. They call it power braking. That's what you're doing right now. You hitting you went out there talking about how good the team gonna be.
I don't want to out on it because 2020 done it already. I mean, 8 guys have signed. They've done it. So I can't speak for 2022 yet, but I know they're coming.
Okay.
Those guys.
I just wanted to know because people talking about that 2022 class going to be so great, and in Houston, and it's going to be so. And I was just wondering, did you have one of those transformative type of players? That's all I was trying to say. So don't hit the brake and the gas at the same time. If you got one, say it with your chest.
All I'm gonna say for 2022, look out for maybe a kid at Atascocita, maybe a kid at Cy Fair, maybe a kid at Cy Ranch, a Klein, one of the Klein areas. Cy Creek. I mean, I'm telling you, it's gonna be something special. We're very excited. We're sad that we lost 2020, but we're very excited for this 2022 class.
You know what you're gonna make me do? I noticed your team is reserved for the GMI next month.
Uh-oh.
And I saw your team had the gall to reserve a slot in the showcase division.
Division.
So that means all of the fires in the showcase division, the sneaker teams and all that right there. Say, I know you cook good, but don't make me put you in the skillet.
Hey,
I'm gonna put you right in the skillet.
Jimmy, hold up. I've never seen that. I've never seen that program back down for nobody. I'm just gonna tell you. I've never seen that program back down.
Guys are good.
So tell me this: since Family's short existence,
yes,
name some of the teams that you guys have beaten around the state of Texas, the notable programs that your team has beaten.
Urban DFW, Urban ASAC twice. The first by 30, the second one they were up by 20. We came back and won. Cousy Elite, but that was in a charity game, but. What other good teams around Houston? Those are really the main ones for our tournament. And we beat actually a Nike sponsored team or a circuit team out in Vegas or Oregon. It was a team out of Oregon, but we beat them at the buzzer. Actually, Dylan Scales, one of our last moments with Jared Scales. Dylan Scales hit a game-winning 3, and we have a picture of all the families from all of our teams running down the court, and you could see the Oregon State, Portland University, Gonzaga. Obviously, they weren't there for us, but they were there for that team, and they were just over there looking at each other shocked that we were a no-name supposed non-sponsor team beat a highly ranked Nike circuit team. We've got a lot of memories, man. And
now, what about the Houston Heat team back in 2006? What are some of the teams that team has on their resume as being victorious?
We beat T-Mac All-Stars. One of my good friends, Steve Chang Gang, played for them, and Joey Brooks, but he was young. We beat them at the Gym in Humble. We beat the Houston Hoops, Jay Lucas, that's my guy over there at UT. In the Kingwood Classic. We've beaten, who else did I say? We beat actually, I don't know the name of Jim, not Jim. His last name was Hickson. He plays in JJ Hickson. We played his team, and it had another guy named Chris. I was a guy. We didn't have YouTube and stuff back then, but whenever we played a team, our gym would bless us and put us against the New York Gauchos or somebody. I was a kid that would go look and see what kid is on there. And I'm like, nah, I know I'm a better shooter than him. We're going to probably beat them.
Did y'all?
So that's who I beat. Say it again?
Did you ever play some Baltimore teams at all?
We played a Philadelphia team in Vegas, and we made them fight.
Okay.
They thought they were going to beat us, and it was a bad game for them. And they were arguing, saying, you shouldn't have went out last night. And again, we're 15, 16. We're not going out. Our Houston Heat team, we didn't do anything wild.
Right.
So they were really acting grown back then, and we put a whooping on them. But one game that I regret that we didn't beat was James Harden's AAU team. I was really looking forward to that game. At that time, Arizona State, obviously, they recruited James Harden and signed him. And for whatever reason, I thought I was on that level, and I was really mad that Arizona State didn't go after me. And I had 29 on James Harden, and they beat us by 2.
Say it with your chest.
I was hurt in Cali.
That was the Belmont Shore team.
It was James Harden and another kid that also a mixed kid that went to Arizona State, or either Arizona State or UCLA. We played we just knew James Harden, and it was Arizona State, Oregon. We had Willie P at the time coaching us. Shout out him at not at Wheatley no more, but at Yates.
Yeah, Coach Patrick Pokey.
Yeah. We felt cheated. The reason why we lost, a free throw was missed by me, and it went straight up. The ref said it hit the top, and it didn't. And Willie P was like, "Hey, y'all, let's get our stuff and go. They don't want us in here."
Hey, Coach, you smoked one, Coach. You smoked the layup, Coach.
I smoked you. I pulled him.
Nick Anderson.
LeBron's my guy, and I put him
down there. You pulled a Nick Anderson from Orlando Magic against the Rockets.
No, Nick didn't miss a free. Nick missed the free throws, man. He didn't miss the damn. Excuse me. He didn't. You know I get sensitive about that. And then this next guest gonna come on there. Don't bring that up when he comes. Please don't bring that up when he comes on. Okay.
We only have 1 minute left. Want to acknowledge or something? Want to give you congratulations in order for what you're doing out there. You and your brother, your family, the whole family elite program. But I want to encourage you and basically invite you to take the initiative to go and make sure all of your rising juniors and rising seniors will be scheduled to take one SAT or ACT test on their during the fall. Number 2, I want you to make sure all of your young men in your program who are 17 years old and 10 months or older, make sure that they are registered to vote.
Yes.
And if nothing else, on Tuesday, November the 3rd, well, before November the 3rd, maybe go and galvanize and encourage them. And get some of them, maybe y'all can go and walk in and early vote together. Create a moment, create the memory. That's all part of the movement with these young people. And you do that, people will never forget their first. you would be able to implement yourself into their lives in a way, whereas one day they will bring their kids, their wives to you while you're in the rocking chair with a good glass of lemonade, and they'll say, baby, this guy is who got me registered to vote. This guy who went and got me to take the SAT or the ACT or whatnot. And this person actually took me to the polls and I voted for the first time. No greater feeling than doing that. So want to ask you to please try to incorporate that into your program this summer, this fall.
We'll do.
Thank you, y'all.
All right,
fellas.
guys.
We appreciate you so
Thank
much,
you guys
man.
so much.
Appreciate you.
No doubt.
We got to bring you back. Okay? We got
Yes,
to bring
sir.
you back.
Yes,
All
sir.
right? Okay, we'll
Sounds
see you on the
good.
next side. Okay?
Thank y'all, man. What's up,
All
Sam?
What's up? How you feeling, man?
Doing good, man.
Y'all
Thanks,
can talk
man.
in the background. Hold on.
Man.
Y'all can
Stay,
talk in the
man.
back. Let me put my commercial
Yes, sir.
on, Jimmy. Hold on. Jimmy, I meant to play this for Women Rock
So I
Wednesday.
think it's really also about changing minds in a guy like Drew Brees' case, and not just hearts, unless you suspect maybe for good reason. I don't know about his heart.
Yes. Let me be clear. I don't know about his heart either, but I know what should reside in your heart is empathy, and I don't believe that you have to be trolled and dragged through Twitter and Instagram in order to change your mind and realize that what you said was intolerant and or could be considered insensitive later. If you had been educated and forced to confront the issues and, like I said, had empathy in your heart, then you would have known the Black experience is not easy, especially when 70% of your league is African American, and these are the conversations that you should have had. So maybe it's not his whole heart's bad, but something about empathy was off if the first thing out of his mouth was it's disrespectful. I will not tolerate anything that is disrespectful to our nation and the flag. That was the first thing. Now, if he would have came out and said, oh, well, I understand why it happens and I understand the meaning of protest and why we need it. However, XYZ, but that's not the way it went down in that conversation. And it wasn't a quote in a magazine. It wasn't a quote in a newspaper. And I'm exhausted and I'm tired of having to listen to someone say something like that and then have to sit back and be like, well, maybe he didn't. Maybe it's not his heart and it's this and it's that. When you reveal yourself to me and you say something like that and you say it out of an intolerant mind and or heart or a non-empathetic heart. And for the last 5 years, all we've done is see countless deaths in the street. My patience left my body when I watched George Floyd take his last breath. So if that didn't affect you and make you want to reassess the way that you're going to address a question that includes racial injustice in our country after you watch that man die in the middle of the street, something's off. I don't know if it's your heart. I don't know if it's your mind, but I don't.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. Let me tell y'all something. We got a special guest today, man. Hey, if y'all saw me laughing in the background, he texted me and talking crazy to me. It's just, I'll tell y'all about it later. But Jimmy, I'm as customary, I'm gonna let you introduce the guest because you have a flair for the dramatic. So introduce, and Sam, I apologize. I tweeted out last night that you were a 2-time world champion. Sir, I'm sorry, you're a 3-time world champion, and I apologize. I know you're off screen, you can't see it. You can talk about me when you come on screen. So Jimmy, introduce our guest.
Oh man, guess what, guys? It needs no introduction. We got to my straight out of BMO, and this young man right here went and got it out of the mud.
Yeah.
Right. We're talking about San Jack, Florida State. Right, going the JUCO route to go across country twice, then ended up galvanizing the city of Houston, and during the championship runs with those Rockets. And we're talking about none other than Sam Cassell, live with the Chop Shop right now.
What's going on?
What's going down?
How y'all doing, man? How y'all doing?
We doing
Man, let's get it, baby. Let's get it. Hey,
Right.
Get right into it, man. Sam, tell you right now, how are you doing, and are you wrestling with anything after witnessing what's going on in the country over the past 2 weeks?
No, when it first started, when it first happened, I just didn't want to react in anger, because saying a man get killed by the police like that, and it was caught on camera, wasn't the first time, but how dramatic that was, and the world saw it. Not just black people, not just white people, but the world saw it. Overseas and everything, everybody saw it, So the thing that made me happy too is I see our people, black people, learning how to come together. This is my opinion. We're learning how to come together. I think we're strong. I think we united. I think we in a position to educate. That's what we're missing right now, the education of our culture, It's easy to steal our culture, our dance moves, our style of dressing, our haircuts, our flair. It's easy to steal that, That's what we put it out there for, Like as a former basketball player, I see a guy make a great basketball move on the court. I'm going to try to do it. White, black, it didn't matter to me. I didn't see color, I was sheltered a little bit, in my neighborhood. I never went outside my neighborhood in Baltimore, not too often. I'm from East Baltimore, but it's good in all people. I think we as black people, we just gotta educate, do our part of education, just do our part. Everybody want to do something, but you got to find out what you want to do. Everybody want to change, but find out what you want to change. Like one thing I like to be changed in society is, our criminal justice system. A young kid, 13 years old, gets on probation. Now he's on probation. He's a part of the system at 13 on a petty crime. But whatever it is, I'm not a politician. I'm just telling you my beliefs and my feelings. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And now this kid is in the system. Now he's in the system for a while now. He does another thing. He gets accused for something that he didn't do, but they say he did do it. Who knows what may happen? Now he got 2 strikes. Mm-hmm. Now something may us happen in his life. Now he get 3 strikes. Now he's still a piece of candy, all the candy still, because he got 3 strikes. Now he's going to jail for 30 years. Like, let's just change that system. We got to get the guys who come out of prison. We got to allow them. We got to find some things for them guys to do too. So my 2 things I like to see change in society is education. I learned. I'm educating myself on Black history, and I'm black. So we got to educate ourselves too a little bit. I found something. I learned more in these last 2 weeks. Wow, man! Like I'm getting educated. I'm like, dang, okay, this was all about. Like, for instance, in schools, it's a study says that if a kid is taught by a male black teacher, mm-hmm. his rate percentage of success goes up. I don't know the percentage it goes up, but it goes up. A male black teacher. Mm. I know from in elementary school, there were men black teachers. Uh-huh. There was a lot of them, matter of fact. Not a lot, but there were some. But it's the whole thing, just we got to educate ourselves. And while we got the world listening, we got to take advantage of this, man. We got to take advantage of it. Like, people want to do things, but a lot of people don't know what to do. Know what to do. You know what I'm saying? And nothing wrong with that.
Right.
It's nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. But you'll figure out something to do once you collectively put your mind together and figure out how can you be a part? How can you be a change? It's about being, taking charge and making change. Well, that's my political part of it.
That's good. But you know what I was thinking about, Sam, last night? Talking to people, and they was just, they forced me to see. They said, Robert, don't let this distract you from what the work that needs to be done in the community, like you saying right now, right? They, mm-hmm. and then he said, Robert, he said, think about it. George Floyd, it's a million George Floyds all over this world. Look how many in the prison system, like you said. I know 100 George Floyd. I'm from Memphis. I'm a black man from Memphis, Tennessee, a tall black man that dealt with some kind of situations, died in his 40s. Jim, I don't know about you. I know a lot of George Floyd's, Jimmy. I've seen this story 1,000 times. Suddenly, the whole world now, Sam, is sensitive about it, right?
Because it got caught on TV.
Yeah.
It got caught.
Yeah.
It got caught.
I got you.
It
I
got
got
TV.
you.
It was brutal watching it. I got a 15-year-old son. Just watching it with him, it was brutal. Like,
But Sam, there's a lot of other ones was caught on TV.
Yeah.
You follow Eric Garner? They choked him right there on TV. Mm-hmm. You follow me? So what I'm thinking about, Sam? I'm looking at everybody wanted to show up and be at George Floyd's funeral. It seemed to be a celebrity fest sometime, like a status symbol. But I'm just trying to find out what after this funeral, what are we gonna ask? You know, Emmett Till died. Guess what? We got some out of that. Somebody else died, and we got some out. When one of ours died, they killed one of our guys like this. We got to figure out what's gonna, instead of being a celebrity fest and everybody want to be at the funeral, everybody, let's not go back home and start doing the same things we've been doing. I'm just trying to look for now, what are our acts? Now we got the world listening. What are we gonna ask them for? We can't let them off the hook. We got this. You think of what they said, Jimmy, a closed mouth never get fed. Now right. We got to find out. You just say it, man. Let's reform the prison system. There's a lot of our guys in prison. We got some guys in prison right now, Sam, because of the Me Too movement. Because I'm not down in the movement, but the woman said something, and the guy it's her word against his. He got to go to jail. Let's say he go to jail, and something happened in jail. He got more time, and then we got a lot of people in jail. So when we ask, we got to ask why. We got to ask why. Check this out, Sam. Why we one of the richest countries in the world, and this COVID-19 just killed 100-some thousand people, and most of them are us. We got to ask why. Every time I look at this crime, and every time I see these kids, a guy told me, Robert, we don't have too many riots in 700 credit score neighborhoods. That's what he told me, Sam. Sam, this thing has been, while we got them listening, we got to wonder why we in this, of course people want to loot. They ain't got nothing, Sam. Sam, you think about it. Everybody on the street, and you got a chance to go in there and get you some Jordans that you could never afford because of the poverty line. You don't have no health insurance. We sitting around here talking about, we got to ask some for this great country. See, a few of y'all rich, Sam. A few people out here, they're millionaires. You know, you one of them. And but it ain't no good if you're home. It ain't no fun if your homie can't have none. You follow me? I mean, so I didn't mean to go on and on, but that just got to me. We sitting up here going, where about George? Yeah, George Floyd has passed. Mm-hmm. What we gonna do, Jimmy? Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. What we gonna do?
I'm really like far as the only thing I can comment on, like you said something about the celebrities, going to the firm and everything, and me knowing I don't like Kevin Hart, like I know Kevin Hart a little bit,
yeah,
and he when I know the things that I do know about, if he's sincere about something,
yeah,
he ain't gonna go if he ain't sincere. He don't have to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I commend him, man. I commend him. I'm saying I wish I could.
Sam, I'm not getting on him.
I know you're not gonna. You see so much of celebrities involved in this, man.
Yes.
And I think this affected them. This affected them too, man.
Yes.
This shows them that this could happen to any one of us, man. I think so. Yeah. All the celebrities I see, I'm like black, white. I'm like, cool. Okay, now y'all see what we've been going through. 400 years, man. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. No, just I learned it was against the law to be educated 300 years ago.
Yes, sir.
It was against the law to be a black man to be educated. Like, man, it's crazy. So many things that you learned over the course of this whole movement we having, man. But it's not just a movement for black people. This is a movement for all people to get on board. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Rose said something, man. He said, man, like people so quick to steal our culture, you know, but love us.
Yes.
Something similar like that. And I was like, oh man, that was real cool to say. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big fan of First Take, man. Like Stephen A. Halen, you know, Molly, you know, Max, you know, and who else the guest stars on it, you know, but you know, give them a shout out, man, because they got a lot of people through this pandemic we had, man. Like just hearing them talk about it, you know what I'm saying? And they had to go to they had to still work, you know what I'm saying? You know, that was cool for them, man. That they come and entertain us and give us updates on the sports and everything, man. But it's a chance for we as people, man. We can be heard, but like I said, like, you know, we gotta understand what we want to do.
Well, give me a second, Sam. We're gonna take a quick break, a little 2-minute break, and we're gonna come right back to you. Chop Shop. We'll be back in a minute.
So, looting. I think that as long as that they are so hopeless. Glad that as a child I got an opportunity to spend time at Push where they taught me this, is that we must never forget that economics was the reason that black people were brought to this country. We came to do the agricultural work in the South and the textile work in the North. Do you understand that? That's what we came to do. We came to do the agricultural work in the South and the textile work in the North. Now, then for 50 years, you finally get a little bit and you're allowed to play. And every time that they don't like the way that you're playing or that you're catching up or that you're doing something to be self-sufficient, they burn your game. They burn your cards. They burn your Monopoly money. And then finally...
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. But guess what? We got a special guest today. We got Sam with two S's and 2 L's is in the building, the assistant coach of the Los Angeles Clippers. One of my favorite teams. Sam, they get mad at me, Sam, because I said I'm an LA Rocket. They get mad at me, Sam. I said, hold up, y'all. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand. I have the Clippers and the Rockets are my team. So, but Jimmy, let's take Sam back through let's take him through memory lane.
Let's do that.
I know you got a whole lot of questions for him.
Take a blast to the past. One we'll toss one question to you to one of our viewers, and she's a female. She asked, you went to San Jack, and I know times have changed twice, 2 or 3-fold since then, but the JUCO experience, a lot of people look down on it nowadays as though I don't want to go to JUCO. Was it like that back when you came out, when you went to San Jack, when they had those guys like Eccles and Scully and all those guys? Was the atmosphere like going to JUCO was less than like the worst thing in the world to do?
At that time, it wasn't the worst thing in the world to do. It for me personally. I'm just talking about me. It really molded me as a person. It made me grow up. I was so sheltered in Baltimore with my friends, my grandmother, my aunt. I was so sheltered with them. So when I went to San Jack, I'm leaving Baltimore, East Baltimore, Maryland, come all the way across the country to Pasadena, Texas. I remember arriving at Houston Hobby, and I was like, oh, big buildings, this ain't bad. And we pulled out, and I never forget it, Interstate 45, but it was going the opposite way of downtown. I said, he said it ain't far from Houston. And we got on some highway, I forgot the name, Spencer Highway, and we riding to Pasadena. He said, welcome to Pasadena. I see them horses and I see them cows out there. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
This can be something else. And the bad part was I was coming to a school who had the baddest dudes in every city that didn't qualify, had some bad grades, but they were the baddest dudes. I had like 3 or 4 guys who's either Mr. Basketball or runner up or Mr. Basketball on my team.
Who were they got?
Remember? Like Brian Salyer, he was the All-American football and basketball in Houston. He was, I think, from Port Arthur.
Okay.
Brian Salyer.
Okay.
Big boy.
Yeah.
You know, we had Isaiah Morrison went to Arkansas. We had Eric Atkinson went to VCU. Chip Jones, Mr. Basketball, Ohio. We had DJ Boston. It was just crazy. Reggie Smith was first team All Chicago. We had I remember Fred Burke from Galveston Ball High School.
Yeah.
Playing high school. You know? I gotta give a big shout out to Fred Burke, my main man. You know what I'm saying? Remy, that's Remy right there. And that team was good, man. Like we used to go to the University of Houston and play against them guys and everything, and we held our own. We used to help. Like I know some teams weren't gonna play us, and Coach Jananda, he always wanted to try to play like the teams in Texas, like Rice. Let's go to Rice and play against them guys. You know, and somehow wouldn't let us in the gym because they didn't want, you know, the junior college players to show them up. That's all, but it was cool.
Speaking of Gananda, Jim, Sam, you mentioned his name. Sam, you still have a relationship with this man. Every time he sat with me at the game when we came to watch them play the other day. You still have a relationship with your junior college coach, man. Tell me something about that relationship.
I actually love this man. Like he was so influenced, and he was just so there for me in my life. No, he was just there for me in my life. It wasn't about basketball. Half his conversation wasn't about basketball with me.
Okay.
He knew I could do that part. He wanted me to get my schoolwork done.
Right.
You know, he said, listen, you can use this situation 2 ways.
Right.
To help or don't help. You know, it was simple.
He said, do what? He said, do what?
To help me or don't help me. He said,
I got you.
Or if you take it for granted, it won't help you.
Right.
Like a lot of guys, like, go 2 years of junior college, then got to sit out another year to be eligible. You see, 100% you leave here. Now, I quite made sure I got my AA degree at San Jack. You know, he was tough. He was a tough guy back then.
Oh yeah.
He got a little soft as older he got, but he was a tough guy, man. Like he had rules. One of his rules was, you know, not drinking in the dorm. You know, that was the rule. He didn't care who you were. You were drinking in the dorm. You paid for it, man. You paid for it. When you transfer from San Jack, now you're going to another junior college. You know what that coach gonna say? Wow, you left one of the best junior colleges in the country. Like, what's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? So that was always in the back of our mind. He knew that. He knew that. But Coach G, man, he was like you said, I still stay in contact with him. Yeah. Special man. He was the first person that told me I'm gonna be a professional basketball player.
Wow.
We went to a game. We went to go see a former San Jack, Liddell Eccles. On our way back past San Jack, he pulled over and said, "Listen here, if you get your schoolwork in order, nothing about basketball. He said, if you get your schoolwork in order, I promise you I'll be coming here and watching you play. And the Rockets draft me. Man. It's crazy."
Sam, I remember a story you told Lil Robert. I'll never forget it. We were somewhere, you was just talking about your plight. You didn't want to, because Rob was talking about he didn't want to lift weights or something like that. And you was telling him you didn't want to lift weights, Steve. He said, but every time you lift one of them weights, you was thinking about the money you're going to make in the league. You was telling him 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. Huh?
Well, I was determined. I just motivated myself when Coach Jananda told me that. It's happened in San Jack when he told me that. And I just started thinking, like, I'm going to be a pro. This, you know, this what the pros do. I just go home in the summertime and Muggsy Bogues and Reggie Williams and the late Reggie Lewis, you know, rest in peace. I used to ask them guys, David Wingate, like, man, like, what do I have to, tell me what I got to do to be a pro. And Muggs said, stay eligible. Stay eligible. So nothing about basketball with me.
He said, stay eligible.
It It was nothing about basketball. Like when I got drafted by the Rockets, now guys these days they get 20 and 30 workouts, 15, 18 workouts.
Yeah.
I got one workout. I
Mm.
couldn't believe it. These people think these other guys are better than me, and I couldn't believe it. In a pro basketball game where you gotta make a one-on-one move, you gotta score, you gotta defend. I couldn't believe it. The Rockets brought me in. I'll never forget John Killey, the Rocket Scout, the main Rocket Scout.
Yeah.
I'm going back now. I'm
Way
going
back.
back, y'all. Just stay with me for a second. And I visited the Rockets.
Right.
And then I worked out real good, had a great workout, which I knew I was gonna have. And we go to lunch afterwards. It was John Killey, Rudy, Carol Dawson, Coach Barry, and Larry Smith.
Mm-hmm.
And myself. I was just sitting there having lunch, and so Rudy started asking me about different players that was getting drafted. Like he said, "What you think about Bobby Hurley?" I said, "He's a good player, coach. Yeah, I can't knock him. Then he asked me about Rex Walters. And I was like, they good ball players." Then he asked me about, "What about Greg Graham? You think Greg good player?" And I was like, "Hey, coach, they good players, but coach, no offense, coach, they ain't me." I said, "They ain't me." And John Killey, this out, he slapped his hand on the ground. He slapped his hand on the table and said, "Rudy, we're taking this guy. You heard me? We taking this guy. We taking this guy." And I didn't know. I thought I did something wrong. And Rudy just bust out laughing. Really bust out laughing. Me and Larry Smith always had that big, gorgeous smile he had, man.
Yeah.
Smile, man.
Yeah, Mr. Mean.
Mr. Mean. Crazy with a smile like that. His nickname is Mr. Mean.
But
That
Sam-
was crazy. I
but
never
Sam,
understood
all
that.
they was telling you was, think about it, Sam. Most kids come in that and try to set it politically correct. You said, "Dude, ain't them dudes, dude. I'm better than them dudes." I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm better than them dudes. But Jimmy, what you got?
That's what I said. That's what I believed in.
Yeah.
That's what I believed in. So watching the draft in 1993, watching the draft, I'm like, okay, Bobby Hurley, okay. Rex Walters, like, better knock on Rex. Rex was a solid ball player. I'm like, okay. Greg Graham, then James Hollywood Robinson, Terry DeHare. All these guards that went over top of me. Like, okay. Lindsey Hunter,
Yeah.
Allen Houston. I thought Houston was bad. So it's just like nine players. I'm looking like, damn.
Penny was in
I'm
that
12.
draft.
Penny was number one. So Penny was the second. Penny was 6'7",
Yeah.
Penny, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. Cool. Rockets drafted me. I said, okay, now it's time to work now. Now it's time to work.
So with that being said, this is a perfect time to toss a question to one of the viewers. Rick asked, one is twofold. Are you and Nick Van Exel still close friends? Because you keep in touch with a lot of guys from back in the old days. And who did you call on the Rockets on that 99-2000 team, right? After you had left. And you tell somebody that you was going to put 35 on Steve Francis in his first ever NBA game. That leaked out from according to the poster. Who did you tell you was going to do it? Did that happen?
First of all, Nick Van Exel is still a dear friend of mine. That's my guy. Like, that's my guy. I never junior college proud out. Never junior college proud out. And it's my guy. Like that's my to life. You know what I'm saying? Life. We're gonna be friends, and we don't have to talk every day or 2 months. But when we see each other, it's love there that people won't realize. That's my boy.
Right.
And I didn't tell nobody, but I knew that. So I was a little older than Steve. I had this experience. I knew that I could score. I knew I could. I was the leader of my team, the Milwaukee Bucks, at that particular time. And he had a game with Olajuwon, and I know Dream was going to be the man, the ball, and so I knew he didn't have a chance that day. Plus, it was the DC Baltimore thing.
Yeah.
Something before I coached the team that he beat my team, and everybody in Baltimore was mad at me because I didn't play. I didn't play.
Right.
Like, what? I'm a coach. Like if I played, it's gonna be me. I knew I was gonna win that battle with him. I knew I was gonna win. I want to save it. So he went on one time. He went on the line and said that I took him out the night before the game. Let's get this clear. I got him all drunk and everything. That'd be real. Who goes out and any professional ball player, people who listen to this, who work the first day of a big job, the first day, are you gonna go out and get hammered till 4 o'clock in the morning?
Nope.
Okay, then there's your answer right there. So it was a big battle with DC against Baltimore, and I didn't play that year. So I said, okay, Steve got drafted. We opening night. Hey, Bobby, listen, man.
You didn't miss the 5 shots.
Listen, man. J.R. Reed, my man J.R. Reed was like, I can remember J.R. He had that deep voice, like, man, kill him. You better kill him. You better kill him. Like
who won the game? Who won the game?
You know, we want to beat them people, man.
Okay, I don't know. A long time ago. But you know what? Before you go any further, Moochie Norris is on the Facebook. You know, this being broadcast live on Facebook around the world and YouTube at the same time. Moochie.
Okay. Hey, Moochie. What's up, baby?
Mooch said he was down for that game. He said he remember that.
Moochie might have saw it.
Yeah. Moochie was playing. Moochie probably was on the team. He was on the Rockets team at that time, probably.
I don't think Moochie was on the team. I think Moochie came like 2 years later.
Oh, okay.
Katina Lamore was on the team.
Who?
Cat.
Oh, yeah.
Walt Williams on the team. Dream. Kevin Willis.
Say, man, a blast to the past. Somebody else asked, who would you take with your first pick? Wilt, Dream, Kareem, Bill Russell, Shaq. Just between those 5.
Ooh. How old are they? What's the age?
In prime.
All in their prime.
In their prime?
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta take this. You gotta take that Cap.
Gotta take Kareem.
You gotta take Kareem.
I'm taking the baddest thing. Yeah.
Will.
Yeah.
I respect reading it. Great resume. Russell, great ball player. Never saw him. I'm talking about who I saw play. Russell got 11 championship rings, so I don't put him in no category. You know what I'm saying? That's in a category of his own. You know what I'm saying? He's like Michael Jordan as being the best ball player. Like, come on, man, he's up there. You know, they're up there on their own.
They got a whole good allotment of questions for you, and there's some good stuff I see lining up. We're gonna take a quick break, Jim. The guys. Yeah, we're going to go and break real quick and come right back with Sam Cassell, guys. Hey, Sam, I am. 2 S's, 2 L's. Be right back on the Chop Shop.
2 S's, 2
peacefully. Freedom is never safeguarded peacefully. Anyone who is depriving you of freedom isn't deserving of a peaceful approach by the ones who are being deprived of their freedom. And when black people in this country come out from under the mental straitjacket that the Negro clergymen have placed them in, and begin to see that the only way you can get freedom is to get it the same way the white man in this country got it from England, or he says he got it from England. He was willing to pay the price for freedom. When you're willing to pay the price for freedom, then you get it. But the Negro in this country has never been willing to pay the price for his freedom. All of the price that we have been paying in the past has been freedom for the white man. We fought abroad so that the white man in America could be free today to sick police dogs on us, to beat our people in the heads with police clubs, and to turn water hoses on little women and children and babies simply because they want to walk down the street like decent human beings. Now, the only way you can have peace is to eliminate those injustices, and the American white man is not going to eliminate them. He's going to talk that pretty talk, but he'll still continue to practice those inhuman deeds.
Blessed person, and that's why half of your staff ran when I spoke the truth. See me, they wouldn't want me on the news because I would expose a lot of things. See their posture? You see how they more relaxed? That's because the truth will set y'all free. So step up. You don't see these people rioting. When I came, at first everybody was against, and y'all was against them, and it was so many. When I came, now y'all looking like sad little puppies. That's how I know y'all know what's right and what's wrong. Look at their faces. They all look like little sad puppies. They're embarrassed standing up for the government, and the government got these people out here looking like this. The government got them looking like this. I know y'all embarrassed because if I was in y'all shoes, I would have took all my shit off and said, fuck this. Because I wouldn't be standing up for no shit that's not right. At some point when y'all lay down, remember my name, and y'all gonna know that lady told the truth. Y'all ain't gonna be able to sleep good after today because it's gonna weigh on your heart. And I pray to God, that he...
Welcome back to the Chop Shop, your Midday Sports Happy Hour. We are on the back nine on this Baby Friday. We have Sam Cassell live with us, assistant coach for the Los Angeles Clippers. We're going to talk some NBA in a second, but first we'll get to some of your questions that you have posted in the Boom Boom Room, and that is on our either the Facebook or the YouTube feed, which we are streaming live simultaneously. And want to thank everybody for joining in. Ask you guys if you would do so. If you hadn't, share the show to your timelines, to your hoop groups, to your friends. If you're on the YouTube, give us a like right now. Give us a like and let us know you like what's going on there. And that way, make sure you be to spread the word about the Chop Shop. Monday through Thursday, 12 to 2 Central Time. Monday through Thursday. Remember, this is our Baby Friday right here. Right. And we're about to get in and we'll go to some of your questions. First, we have from Jacoby. He asked, Sam, what made you get into coaching? And do you have any advice for young coaches trying to get to this level? Get to your level, that is.
It's a great question. I decided I want to coach like my 7th year in the NBA. You know, being a point guard in the pros, you're an extension of your coach on the court. And that is very true to this day. You know, if a coach has a great awareness and a great relationship on the court with that point guard, man, the coach don't have to yell things to the point guard. He knows. They vibe off one another. A perfect example for that is, you know, I watched Doc and Rondo. Rondo first couple of years, he was fighting. Then he just gave in to what Doc wanted. Now Doc gave him the ball. Now Rondo flourished. Now Rondo made 3 straight All-Star teams. You know, he flourished. You know what I'm saying? But I just understand what the coach wants. So being a coach always was a coach. I just wanted to give my expertise to the development of players and show them how to have long careers. That's what guys like Austin Rivers asked me, man, how did you play so long? I said, every year I developed something. Something simple. And the stuff that I could do great on the court, I did it even better. Coaching-wise, you get where it's building relationships. You have to build relationships. You can't build relationships with people saying negative and bad things about you if you want to be a coach in the pros. Having a great work habit, effort, energy, always upbeat, that'll get you there. And having great relationships. I think that's the biggest thing. Having a rapport that you could talk to people and talk to players. Because the NBA is a players' league. It's a players' league, but you got to also adapt to their needs. You know, it's all about them. Trust me, I was a player before, so it's all about them. It's Sam, okay. It's awesome.
Sam, I've been blessed enough to be in a position that I saw you from rookie all the way up into now. And I'm watching your coaching thing. I remember you was up under Flip Saunders up there. Mm-hmm. You was up there. We were in the summer league for the Washington Wizards. I don't know if people know you were coaching or Washington Wizard at some point. And I'll never forget, Sam, I'm sitting on the sideline behind you and listening to you coach. And you had a point guard named Jerome Randall was on the court. And he was doing some things. You kept getting on him. And you just said, come here, man. Come here. Y'all watch this, coaching parent. He said, man, look here. It's 2 people that determines wins and losses in basketball. The coach and the point guard.
Right.
Which one are you? So I'm the point guard. I'm the coach. So guess what? I'm going to always get on your behind. Coach, if we lose, it's on me and you. And you said, now go and sit your little butt down there. And he was mad about it. He wound up, he's still a pro going overseas. Yeah. But Sam, I just watch You gave him some practical stuff. You said, dude, we the ones gonna get blamed.
Right. Well, the whole thing with Jerome, I think, and I like Jerome was a good ball player, but I think he's a score point guard.
Yes.
And that's the year we had John Wall. We had John Wall, who's the MVP of the Vegas Summer League that year.
Yes.
And I was like, Ron, like I don't need you to try to, score the ball. That's your thing. Yeah. But everybody in the league knows that you can score. Mm-hmm. I want them to see something else you could do. I want them to see you could run a team to get 6 or 7 assists. You know what I'm saying? But trying, I think to this day he might not understand what I was doing, but I was just trying to tell him what, if you want to make the Washington Wizards, what he had to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't need it for. Yeah. We got Antoine James and Gilbert Arenas. We got Ron Buck. We had enough score, guys. You know what I'm saying? We need a guy to distribute the ball.
Sam, I'm gonna tell you who was funny. JaVale McGee. You can't talk about him because he's a player, because he was on that team. And every time y'all took him out the game, he always looked back at his mama. You didn't notice that. I didn't tell you that. He always looked back at his mama. Huh? JaVale McGee.
JaVale McGee, man, listen, I commend JaVale. I actually like JaVale McGee.
Yeah.
And the thing about he knew I liked him as a basketball player.
Right.
But he was just at that young stage in his career, he was silly.
Yes.
He was so silly. I said, I don't know when you're gonna figure it out. And if you see him, you can ask. I said, I don't know when you're gonna figure it out. When you figure it out, you can be a champion. You can be a part of something special, man. You can be something. I said, once you figure it out, and just to watch him play now from where he came from, that's why I say you put the proper preparation and understand what you do for a team to be better. Not going between legs behind the back. When he was acting, for real, Joel used to be on Shaq and the Fool back in the day.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Like all the time. Like when he figured out, I ain't got to do that and be a force. Bobby, let me tell you something. He was a force coming out that Golden State Warriors bench.
Oh, my goodness. Yes.
He was a force coming out there.
Y'all had to play against him.
That 7-foot block shot guy who catch Allen, who's running the court, he was a force. And to this day, when I just say, man, you figure it out. And he always, I still have I don't call him, but when I see him, we always acknowledge each other and say, man, I knew what you was talking about. Yeah, but big up to JaVale, man.
What you got, Jim?
Yeah. Well, going back to the boom boom room. Next question somebody has is how do you continue to educate people in the NBA that is not on the same path of creating diversity in the league? And what I mean is that how can we get more people of color in leadership roles? How do you educate our white folks on the importance of having people of color in leadership positions in the NBA?
Well, that's why I think we got to take advantage of this platform we have. You know what I'm saying? We got to put these kind of principles in order. We got to put people in that position. People that I know that's qualified to be in them positions. So I think this is the platform that we have, and we got to use correctly to get in them positions. That making decisions about how the league is going to do things. You know what I'm saying? So we got to put people in them positions to get them kind of quality jobs. Right. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know, but I know there's someone out there that can do one of the jobs that's in the high office of the NBA office.
Right.
And in the league. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And indeed. And now I also want to ask you, fast forward into the NBA. You guys about to start next month. Orlando. What's your thoughts on going to Orlando and going into these unforeseen circumstances, being in this bubble thing, and tell us what is all gonna be the hardest part you think for most people. And lastly, the rumor that's come out about the batch of players that are thinking about not playing in these playoffs. What are your thoughts on those after fighting through all of this to come out with this now?
Hey man, hey, as far as the bubble, man, like we still like it's the first time it's ever happened.
Right.
So
right.
What all the expectations,
Right.
like just like what are the expectations? No one knows. No one knows what kind of service we gonna have. It's the NBA. It's gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? But we don't know how it's gonna be. It ain't gonna be. I guarantee you one thing. It ain't gonna be second tier. It can be top level.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we fought for that. You know what I'm saying? In the 80s and my 2 years that we locked out, we fought for that, man. So it's just the proper time to see it. But I think it's gonna be, it's gonna be uncomfortable for everyone.
Yeah. And I think we're gonna learn something about the league. I think we're gonna learn something about the players. I think really, Sam, they're gonna experiment when y'all starting that season around Christmas. They're gonna experiment with that. This is a great time to experiment with it. To me, because and just start the league later. So I mean, it's a lot gonna come. But I think he was talking about those players. You got a group of players. I don't know. Their players hadn't been named yet, but mostly they told me there were some players from teams that ain't got a shot to win nothing, and we just gonna go down there. So I mean, and like John Lucas just said, man, don't worry about that stuff. But what you probably feel the same way. What do you feel about it? A player saying, man, I don't know if I'm gonna go.
Hey man, hey, they can feel the way they want to feel, man. Like it's a players' league, man. They got the right to say whatever they want.
Okay.
Does that mean it's the right thing? Does that mean it's the right thing?
Right.
They got the right to voice their opinion. So
I like
I'm a coach now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. That's right. Cause I know. Wait a minute. Okay.
I want all the players to go. So, but the players got that right. They had different issues that they, concerned about. So I think the big upper echelon players, they'll figure it out.
But look what it does for us. Oh, excuse me, not us. Look what it does for the Clippers. I said us. Look what it does for the Clippers, Jim. Sam. Kawhi done had a chance to rest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Paul George done had a chance to rest. Who else did y'all have was resting? Was just a little bit injured.
Our whole team was resting.
Y'all whole team. And guess what? Guess what? Now y'all don't have to fly. Y'all get to sit in y'all hotel rooms. Y'all get to play pool. Y'all get to do. You get to go to the golf course. You bring them over golf course, golf club. I know Doc gonna be on the golf course every day. I already know that. But I was just thinking about that. But then I got to think about, somebody said it on the Facebook feed. What is it like, Sam? You don't work on the dock, Flip. Sam, you don't work on that. Dude, those guys, they are some of the best coaches in history of the NBA. And you don't work the. When is it your time that you feel? You're gonna say, okay, hey, I'm a leader of men. Cause I can see it in you now. You're not the same cat was on Miss McLean's couch a long time ago. Before you.
I wish I had the energy. I wish I had the energy to be that guy.
Yeah.
Guy no more. But man, I matured so much as a coach. Having, like you said, coach under the late Flip, who gave me the opportunity to be a coach in the pros, and Doc, Randy Whitman, can't leave him out.
I forgot about that. My bad.
And just being here with Doc was just seeing his approach to, the great times we had with the Clippers and some bad times we had with the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? And people talk about, the job he was doing this year and the job he did last year with that team. He pushed his assistant coaches to the level where we was like, wow, okay. It was a good time when the game started. You know what I'm saying? It was a good time. He drove us that hard because, he enjoyed coaching an underdog team. He enjoyed coaching that, man. So, Doc, if you know Doc, man, Doc enjoyed coaching that team. But that wasn't a good enough team for us to win the NBA championship. I give a big shout out to the owner, Lawrence, Steve Ball, Lawrence Frank, man.
Jerry West.
Jerry West, you know, our staff, you know, our recruiting staff, our draft staff, you know, it's Clippers are doing pretty good for themselves.
So
Good shape.
Sam, I know you got to run and go, y'all. He got to go jogging and get his little run in. But we're gonna have we're gonna go quick break, one more segment, and we're gonna get you out of here so you can go run up that boulevard ride. I ain't gonna tell where you live, up and down that boulevard over there where we go eat at. Okay, but Chop Shop, we're about. Hey, don't tell everybody all good stuff. Hold on, let me finish that.
So I've been seeing a lot of things talking of the people make
blessed person, and that's why half of you up what they did to that man.
Yes. Yes.
Y'all gonna say that was messed up what they did.
Speak up.
And I know I'm right because all of y'all are in a non-violent posture. All of y'all is in a non-threatening posture. All of y'all is more relaxed. He done put his stick down. Everybody put their guns down. You see that? You see that? Everybody looking away. Half of y'all have left because y'all know what I'm saying is the truth. Stop starting shit and decease everything. Stand up and let's be done with it. We all grown.
Speak on it.
Y'all are professionals. So step up for what's right so we can be done with this shit.
Speak on it.
Look what the truth do. Oh, y'all don't want to shoot now, huh? Y'all running away. How y'all let one black lady make y'all run away? How y'all let one black lady make y'all run away?
Austin, Texas.
Speaking that fucking word.
Austin, Texas.
Y'all get upset when we stand together.
Everybody, this your boy Charles Woodson, man. I'm in H-Town right now, man. Y'all know I love me some Houston. But I just had to tell y'all, man, that my midday sports happy hour is the Chop Shop with my boy Robert Hatter and Jim Hicks. I think y'all call them Ray and Claude. Well, if you do, I'll put the sheets on you. You know how they do it, man. Hey, y'all have a good day, man. I love you. Chop Shop. Tune in.
Even if they have health concerns. I don't.
Sam, put yours on mute right quick, Sam. Welcome back to the Chop Shop. I want to tell y'all something. We got something going on July the 3rd through the 5th. The Houston National Summer Basketball Showcase. Above all sports hoops.com. Brian Jolivet, give him a call right now. Y'all, it's basketball is back in Houston, Texas. Contact Brian Jolivet at 281-414-8103. Jimmy, it's going to be a great. You register now, above all sports, hoops.com. And guess what, Jim? Jimmy, you and I, we're not going to be on the show tomorrow, but we're going to join Cam Hill on the Cam. Go to Facebook and look for Cam Hill on the the Cam Hill show at 12:30 tomorrow. He got a big announcement. We're going to be on there helping him with his announcement. Got a lot of stuff going on in the next couple of weeks. But guess what? We're back. Sam, we're back. Jimmy, you can bring us back in. Let's do this last segment. We got Roy. Guess what, Snoop Johnson is on the screen. Sam.
What's going on, Snoop?
You remember Snoop Johnson? The little point guard you had. What's the point guard name, Jimmy?
Jared Evans.
Evans.
Not
Jared Evans.
Some
Evans, the little point guard you had, Sam.
I can't think.
A couple of years ago. Last name Evans.
Oh, Juwan Evans.
Juwan Evans.
I said Jared Evans. Yeah.
That's his guy. Yeah, he on the screen. Yeah. So Jimmy, come on.
Speaking of then taking it back, Sam, Barry asked, who was the best player you've ever faced at Fundy Recreation Center during the Pro-Am days?
Best player I ever faced?
Yeah. At Pro-Am.
Fine.
It was a whole bunch of good players down there. Like you had Nick Van Exel, you had Tino Mobley was a problem, man. Tino Mobley was a problem in the summer league.
Yes, sir.
He was a big problem. Dwayne could play. Dwayne scored the ball. Dwayne scored the ball. You had Branch. You had so many. There was so many guys down there.
Yeah.
What's my man? I forgot it. What's my man? The skinny guy. You say his name? About 6'5", skinny. What's his name, man?
Way comes Herb. No.
Herb. Get all the buckets. Like 6'5", skinny. Man, what's his name? Let me go. I just heard this text me. Anyway,
Sam, y'all, Sam, tell them about the time. Hey, y'all, I think did you come play on my team one time? You just came out the stands with no shoes, with some shorts on, no socks on, some Adidas shell toed, and came. I think you gave him 30-something that day. I think I needed you that day, huh?
It was just, I was coming there to watch, you know.
Yeah, you was coming to watch. Yeah.
I was playing. I said, that's a pretty good game. And I just like, Bobby, let me play, Bobby. You know, it's been stupid out there. I had footies on, but I had some shell footies on. Just out there just playing.
Hey, Sam, you know what I did, Jimmy? Jim, hey, man, take your uniform off, get to Sam.
No, you didn't.
You think I didn't?
Did we win the game we lost? Did we win?
Most likely we won. I don't remember losing that many.
So I got a question for you, Sam. Going into these playoffs, besides we know about the Lakers in the West, in the Western Conference, we understand that's a free space and bingo, for us people what people want to see. But what other team in the Western Conference right now do you think is a problem?
All of them. All of them gonna be a problem, man.
In a 7-game series.
Everybody's gonna be a problem. Who knows? Everybody's gonna be a problem. Everybody's gonna be a problem. No one played basketball in 3 months. So it's gonna be a problem for everybody. Like, so you know, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be interesting to see.
It's a lot of unknown out there.
Be a part of it. I'm be a part of it.
Hey man, hey homeboy, I can't come see you in the bubble, Hey, I'll see you when you get out the bubble.
People ask questions like that. I'm like, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna find out. Y'all gonna find out like we gonna find out.
Yeah. Absolutely, we definitely gonna find out. What are your thoughts on Jax and he's been, you know, on the forefront after the big Floyd's death. Jax went out there immediately, didn't waste no time with his thoughts, and pushed all the way on through. Do you think that Jax is going to get maybe a promotion in his job now in black media as a result of this, or what?
I support Jack. I believe I know Jack personally. Been knowing Jack since he was 17 years old. I think he fights for things that he believes in. You know, the thing I like about Jack, he'll tell you, I'm not right all the time. I'm just expressing what I feel is right. You know, and I think he does a good job of that, man. So, you know, I support the things he does. I'm a big fan of his, and I'm a friend of his. So, you know, I'm biased of a lot of things he says. I'm just biased. I'm a friend of his. You know what I'm saying? And he knows it. He knows I got love for him. I mean, so I'm a little biased, you know.
Speaking of friends, somebody just texted me and said, ask Sam to give you his best and favorite Vernon Maxwell versus Michael Jordan story. Or your favorite Maxwell story.
My favorite Maxwell story. So many, man. Y'all don't know what that guy meant to me as a pro. 3 years in the league, you know, he just grabbed me under his wing and said, "Listen here, you know, you're talented, you know, and I don't want you to do like me. I want you to be better than me, you know." So everybody look at Vernon, everything he did off the court. You know what I'm saying? Vernon was a pleasure. I mean, a pleasure to play basketball with. He was a pleasure. You know, he was very enjoyable. He was tough. He wasn't backing down. He didn't care who you were, and he was feisty. When that firecracker popped, he popped. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta let that firecracker, you got that flame go out before you try. You can't put it out. You gotta let it go out. You know, I learned that early with Vernon, but Man, stories about Vernon. Man, he got in trouble one time, and he was playing the Portland Trailblazers. He got arrested for some stupid stuff. They arrested him.
Stands?
No, he ain't get arrested. He was in Houston, and some guy said, man, he was in the car, one of the rubies, get lunch, after shoot around, and he the guy said Vernon pulled a gun out on him. I was like, a gun? I'm in the car with Vernon. I was like, a gun? You know, so police let us eat and everything, and he came out and they freeze Maxwell, and you know, he got Maxwell a bit. So they arrested him. And we playing Portland, and Portland kicking our butt. They kicking our butt. First half, they running us, boy. They killing us. And at time, I think we was down like 14, 15, and Vernon in the locker room halftime, putting his sneakers on. And we came back and won that game, man. And Rudy T was, I never seen Rudy T so happy, man. Rudy said, he's crazy, but I love him. And Rudy T was the huge fan of Vernon Maxwell. When Vernon left our team, and Vernon, if you ever talk to Vernon, he'll tell you that's the worst mistake he ever did as a professional basketball player. Leaving our team. And it hurt Rudy so much. Rudy said he thought that it took effect on me, and it did take effect on me. Because I was used to Vernon out there going to war with us, even though we had Clyde Drexler, but I was used to Vernon going to war with me. Plus, Vernon was in the second lineup on the second team with me.
Right.
So I got a chance to really play with Vernon a lot, man. And he just taught me about being tough, being mentally tough in the game of basketball. You know, I didn't have the energy or the money to do the antics he did, you know, getting technical fouls every game. And I wasn't doing that, but he was a guy just off the court, you know. I gravitated to him, you know what I'm saying? We used to go out there. What's that? Bennigan's after the game.
Oh,
remember
my
Bennigan's?
Bennigan's. Oh, my goodness.
So the Bennigan's, that's how long ago it's been. Bennigan's after the game. And it'd be like, I never forget the first couple of times. And I said, what is this? He was like, it's where we go after the game and, you know, wind down, have a couple of beers and, you know, eat some wings. And I was like, man, it's packed out here. It's like 1,000 cars out here, man. Like, park. If I park, we're gonna pull up right there, and you gonna get out your car. We're gonna leave our cars right there. I was like, that's my first brand new car. I was like, I ain't leave my car. There's no keys in my car. Crazy. I'm from East Baltimore. I know what happened.
Hey, y'all. Hey, Jimmy, I don't know if you remember that, but Jimmy, the place was so popular after their games. They started charging people to come in Bennigan's.
Right.
Like Papa Do's charge you to come in. They started charging. They had a man at the door. No, man, he charge you. They come in Bennigan's. It got that popular.
It was just like.
And that work was in there too.
Oh yeah, definitely. Now we got a question from a former player.
Okay.
Well, a gentleman who played junior college ball against you.
Who?
Say he was on the team at Temple Junior College. He said, do you remember when Sanjak played Temple? He said, and also, can you share your favorite JUCO story? You gave a story about a favorite story about Max. What's your favorite JUCO story?
My favorite JUCO story, I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but we drove from. This is why I knew the state of Texas was so big. Like, I couldn't believe it. We drove from Pasadena, Texas, to Odessa, Texas.
Oh, man.
It was like 18 hours. I couldn't believe we was in the same state for 18 hours. I couldn't believe it. I remember going up to we had this big old cruiser. Every time Coach Janana put the gas and go over 75 miles per hour, it backfire, go boom, and we just jumped on the bus, right? So your sleep pattern was kind of messed up. Every time you went over 75 miles an hour, hey Bobby, notice that thing go boom, we jump, you know what I'm saying? We had jumped right, you know. He laughing and everything. Yeah, I gave Betsy some gas that time, you know.
Betsy.
We played up there, man. It was like they had we played Odessa, and I never thought I'd see junior college basketball with arenas for like 8,000, 9,000 people. You know, they had big arenas. I was like, wow. You know, Sanjak, we had a little small gym, but they had arenas. I was like, this is big time college basketball up there. So we played. They had played South Plains. I think it was what's that school? I think it was South Plains. They had Carl Boudreaux. Might have been Midland. That's where Midland. Midland and Odessa would be both of them guys. So that was a real fine memory. There was so many, man, like junior college guys like the future, Malord Naismith and them guys, Nick Van Exel, It was just, seeing the Charles Sprewell play center in junior college basketball. He was the center.
I didn't know Spree went to junior college.
Look at the list of guys who went to junior college basketball, you'd be amazed. Ray Williams, Gus Williams, like Tom Henderson, old Rockets, you know what I'm saying? Alt Lister, Walter Berry. He's got so many guys that went to Craig Elo, Larry Johnson, you know what I'm saying? So many guys junior college basketball. I know I left many more out. If I look at my list, I know I left many more out with junior college basketball. A lot of guys back then with the junior college basketball did better their grades and went to Division I and performed. It's a whole bunch of guys. If you check it out, Bob, you'd be like, wow, you'd be very impressed with the list of guys who went to junior college basketball, man, that played. I looked at it one day, I was like, wow, I didn't know Gus Williams went to junior college basketball. Dennis Johnson went to junior college basketball. You know what I'm saying? Johnson.
Mookie Blaylock.
Mookie Blaylock.
Stacey just said Mookie Blaylock. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of guys went to junior college basketball, and the best player that I seen in junior college basketball was Larry Johnson, and we had this kid named San Jack named Clifford Allen. Clifford Allen. He's from Compton, California. He's from Compton, California. 6'11", left-handed, bad boy. Bad boy, they say. They say he was a bad boy. Coach Nana said
he should have made it.
He was the pro. He was the pro. The next pro to come out of San Jack.
What happened to him?
Huh?
What happened
Well,
to him?
he left. I think Cliff in jail right now, man. I think Cliff in jail. I don't know. I think
Somebody
Cliff in
said
jail.
Ricky Pierce. He said Ricky Pierce. So Ricky Pierce left junior college and went to Rice. That's a hell of a situation. That's a culture shock right there, Jimmy. But Jimmy, we're gonna wrap it up, Sam, so you can get out of there, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
we riding. He's riding so hard. That's how we do on the Chop Shop all the time, as you guys can see. And Sam Cassell. Lastly, Sam, what's your dream head coaching job in the NBA?
He ain't gonna tell you that
My dream coaching
Your
job.
dream head coaching job. Everybody has a dream gig.
I just want a job.
I told you. I know how he is, Jimmy. He ain't gonna say
I don't have to coach a certain place. You know what I'm saying? I just want a job.
Jim.
I just want a job.
What about college? What about college?
Florida State.
No, Ham ain't going nowhere.
Ham
ain't going nowhere.
That's if I had a choice, I would love to have that Florida State job. You know what I'm saying? Or get the opportunity to get that Florida State job.
What's his
Who would be your first assistant? Who would be your first assistant?
That's good.
First assistant.
Who?
I don't know that yet. I don't know that yet.
Relationships.
College basketball and NBA basketball is totally different.
It's different. I got
totally
you.
My first got to be a guy. Got to be a guy that can go out and get me a top-notch player.
There you go. There you go. That's good.
We got to be a guy that can help me get a top-notch player. I'll close the deal. I need him to start the deal.
What about with Mike D'Antoni going off into the sunset? I know Houston would be I ain't even worried about that. I know you would love to coach Houston.
I'm a Houston. Well, I'm a Houstonian. You know what I'm saying? So that's Houston always be dear in my heart. I won a championship there. So there was other guys on that championship team besides Dream and Clyde. Like the guy don't get the credit that he deserved, especially on that second championship team, is Robert Ory.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Robert Ory was balling.
Yes, sir.
And he was a small forward playing the power forward position.
Yeah.
All Malone. Dennis Rodman.
Yes.
And I asked Robert at the game, like, how was that going against Rodman? He's like, man, man, this man, no, he always moving.
Yeah.
He always moving. You know what I'm saying? Like I think Mario Ellie, them guys, it was glue guys, man. Like that's why I be wanting to capture. It was Dream and Clyde they was gonna do that thing. They supposed to. They was the best players on the team.
Right.
Without glue guys, Robert, myself. Who else? Mario Ellie, you know what I'm saying? Chucky Brown.
Yes.
I don't want to talk about that second championship. Who played big for us, who gave Dream blows, was Charles Jones. He was like 50. Like 50 years old. You know, he gave Dream blows. Like when Dream didn't have to guard David Robinson when he had 3 fouls, we put Charles Jones in the game. Charles Jones guarding Karl Malone. You know, Charles Jones guarding everybody. Everybody. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
He was Dream.
From you just telling me that, now I see why when I see you work the guys out in the gym, you always going and helping the guys who not the marquee guys a lot. You always gravitate. But now I see why.
Them the guys who help wins. Them the guys. Them the guys. The guy that get 11 points. You know what I'm saying? Like, them the guys who help you win. The intangible guys get 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists.
And don't forget about Kenny Smith. We can't leave Kenny Smith out, Sam.
I can't leave a gift out. I can't leave a gift out. Gift was the start. Like our relationship was so great.
Yes.
He understood it. I understood. Kenny balling.
Yeah.
I just go back like that.
Showed it. Showed it.
He balling.
Showed it.
I be like a chili. I'm balling. He did.
Same thing.
And so it was like, it was the neutral like, well, I got it going today. Like game on in the playoff. I'm championship because Kenny had it going. I knew after he made them 2 threes in the third quarter, I was done. I knew I was getting. If you ask Kenny after the game, I walked in the locker room and said, "Man, next game you sitting on the bench."
Right.
I'm like, damn, I don't like that feeling. We put the whole world watching. I'm on the bench. So I got the minutes. The second quarter, I think Kenny got 2 fouls early. I came in that game, boy. I was thirsty, homeboy. I was let's get to it. You know, balance with that. And I knew Penny. So I worked out with Penny during the summertime at Straight Judgment High School, the old Straight Judgment High School, with no air conditioning. Girls watching
1-on-1 full court.
With the big old dumb fans blowing on the court.
Yeah.
And just guarding Penny then, like, man, and he was 4 inches taller than me, but can do the same thing I was doing on the court. I was like, man, this boy's a problem. Like he was a that's one guy I just hate that what happened to him. His knees went out on him, but man, he was for 3 years, he was outstanding. Ooh, that 1 cent was something. We call him Penny, but the dudes who he went up against, we call him 1 cent. 1 cent he was a problem. He was a problem. Like, you know, today, how would he be in today's game?
Oh,
you
my
know?
goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my
I think he'd be a triple-double guy. He'd be a triple-double guy. He'd be a triple-double guy because you couldn't guard him. Nope. He shoot the 3. He shoot the mid-range. He had a drive game. He could defend. He could rebound. You know, he was an all-around solid guy. Like, he was a solid guy. He was soft-spoken, but he
carried a big stick.
He was a killer. He was that 1 cent. Just go prepare for that game, man. Ken Smith's like, wow, what are we gonna do with him? What are we gonna do with him? I'm like, man, I'm gonna try to pressure him. Man. I'm gonna try to pressure him. And you think about it, we made a great move. We put a bigger body on him. We put Mario Elie on him.
Yeah.
Put Elie on him. And me and Kenny Smith started guarding Dennis Scott. Because we knew they were gonna put Dennis Scott up with Shaq and Penny on the court and Nick Anderson.
Right.
You know?
That was smart. That was smart.
Yeah, that Mario 220 pounds, that Mario bang with him. You know what I'm saying?
And guess what else I saw? I watched the game the other night. Every time he got past somebody, Robert Horry came from the backside and put a pin in that thing on the backboard.
I'm telling you, man, Robert Horry, man, Robert was big. Robert was big. And Robert loved the game of basketball. Imagine Robert would have really loved the game of basketball.
Yes.
Like it.
Yes.
Man, he loved it.
Yes.
I always tell him that. I said, man, you loved it. Rob was just a free spirit guy. You know, if you ain't like Robert Horry, you ain't like people. You know what I'm saying? You ain't like Robert Horry, you ain't like people. You know. I put my house around the corner for Robert because I was, man, Robert was so cool. Around the corner from him.
Yeah, right around. You can walk to that each other's house.
I can look out my backyard and see his front door.
And guess what? And Dean was right around the corner.
Cul-de-sac. And Avery lived around the corner. Avery Johnson. Hey, man.
Get us out of here, Jim, and take us home, Jim.
Hey man, it's that time, of course. And guess what? That dude your running buddy gonna be pissed off at you. You told him 12:30, and then you told him 12:30. Then he went to 12. Now you gonna get them know you. You gotta hit him.
Bosses don't listen. Man, I'm a boss, man. He ain't going nowhere.
But you gotta hit him. You gotta hit him with this one. You gotta hit him with the text, man. Where you at? I ain't see you. It'll buy you 5 more minutes.
Hey Sam,
that's one of my moves.
Hold up, Jimmy. Sam, what's that damn hill you took me up there, man? I damn near passed out trying to walk up that damn hill.
To the Culver City stairs.
Man.
Culver City stairs.
Jimmy,
man, he got sick and everything. He got
Jimmy,
sick.
we go to LA, Jimmy. I'm gonna see can you walk up that thing. I'm gonna see can you walk up there with me, baby.
Hey, Jimmy, he got
a bar at the top of it?
Huh?
Yeah, on the top.
They got a bar at the top of it?
No, he ain't got no bar. Ain't got no bar. Ain't no bar. He got a bar at the crib, though. He gonna get you something to drink.
That's the only way you gonna give me. I'll be waiting at the bottom of the hill with where the bar at. That's the way, guys. Sam, man, thanks so much. We want to definitely let everybody know we appreciate you guys for hanging with us in this overtime segment on this Baby Friday on the Chop Shop. Make sure you spread the word about the Chop Shop. Share the show out there, and we'll be coming back Monday, guys, hitting it hard as ever on the Chop Shop. Make sure you follow us on the social media platforms at Chop Shop HTX. At Chop Shop HTX, we'll be right back with it, and want to remind you guys, we are going to next week. We will share the details. We will be open up to and invite you guys to nominate another one of the students out there who may be majoring in communications or journalism who wants to come and be and perform and be an intern with the Chop Shop. We have, because we're coming up in another month, we can say we'll take on another one. We'll bring on another one. Yeah. We got a little Bree, and Bree doing great. But now we'll bring another intern in. If you have somebody you want to nominate to get this experience for the portfolio, you make sure you send us an email, chopshophtx@gmail.com. Chopshophtx@gmail.com. Well, it's time to slide on down Dino's back and yabba dabba do the hell out of this thing on the Chop Shop. You know how we do it, baby. It's the weekend. You guys be safe. More importantly, be smart out there.
Sam ain't went off the screen yet.
Yeah, there you go. And he's finally gone. And Chris, hey, on behalf of Robert Hatter, man, I'm Jim Hicks, and this was indeed a great week.
Yes, great.
We want to appreciate you guys again. You don't know how popular the Chop Shop has become.
Yeah.
I was doing my walk this morning in the park, and the guy it was I guess grass cutting day. Guys were cutting the grass. I had my earphones on, and the guy I saw him flagging me over as I'm approaching on the track. And the guy says, I'll take one ear off. Know what he says, Adam?
What?
Chop chop. I mean, seriously. I mean, it's like, it's just 7 o'clock in the morning. Right. I mean, seriously, this is how popular it gets. This guy is with the yard, what they call it, the yard lawnmower crew for the park and rec. And he's chop shop. This is what it just keep pushing, guys. And watch as we all push through this together, as we grow and continue to grow and stay humble in this stuff. And guess what? Black media. Black media.
We can have our voice. We can have our Jimmy. You said that, and I don't want to go no further. But when I looked at the TV, and I keep looking at the TV, people telling our story. On this show, you get to tell your own story. But Chop Shop, Jimmy, you can get us out of here. It's time to really go now.
Hey, it's that now. I got to get out of here, go to a meeting, guys. You guys be good. Be safe out there. Appreciate it. Peace.
Jim Hicks. Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop.
See y'all later.